in the building, and I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, tap that subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of my new uploads. And if you have already subscribed, what's good, what's poppin', welcome back to my channel. The cap that I'll be using in today's video is this newly designed headband wig cap, and this headband wig cap does have the headband with the velcro straps attached to it. It does have adjustable straps as well so that you guys can secure this cap onto your head properly. It does have this lace design at the top, and the back is definitely a very stretchy material. Now, if you guys do decide to purchase this wig cap, it does come with two combs that you guys can install in the cap yourself. The hair that I'll be using in today's video is from a brand called Organique Mastermix, and the hair that I have is the body wave texture in the length 18, 20, and 22. Now this is a 3-piece pack for $25.99. I did go ahead and purchase this package of hair from my local beauty supply store. I did get it in the color number 4, which is a chocolate brown color. Now, this hair is not human hair. It's a high quality premium synthetic blend hair, so this hair will tangle over time. This is not the type of a hair that you would wear for a long period of time. This type of hair is absolutely perfect for practicing making wigs or wig making in general. In my previous video, I did go ahead and tell you guys that this newly designed headband wig cap can be worn in 2 different ways. So in my previous video, I showed you guys how to make the wig if you wanted to leave your edges out and create some baby hairs. In today's video, I will be showing you guys how to create the wig so that you guys can still utilize the headband on this cap without leaving any of your edges out. So it all depends on the side of the wig cap that you are using. Now, before I get started with sewing the hair onto the cap, I am going to go ahead and show you guys how I sew the wig combs onto the cap, and it's very simple and easy. All I am doing is sewing the combs on the opposite side of the cap that I decided not to use, and I'm sewing the combs on by the temple areas of the cap, and by doing that it will help the cap to stay on your head a lot easier when you guys go ahead and apply it. Like I stated in my previous video, when you guys are sewing the wig combs onto your caps, you want to make sure that you are sewing your stitches closer together while sewing the combs on, because it just adds that extra security with the combs, and it will allow the combs not to come off the cap or move around while you're wearing the wig. Also, if you guys are not a fan of wearing wig combs, you do not have to sew the wig combs on if you do not want to. They do come included with the cap if you guys decide to go ahead and purchase the cap. I will go ahead and leave the link to the cap in the description box below so that you guys can go ahead and check it out. After I went ahead and sewed the combs on, I did go ahead and flip the cap inside out. So now the combs are on the underside of the cap, and also the velcro strap, the hard part of the velcro strap, is facing downward, and the adjustable strap is also now on the inside of the cap. Compared to yesterday's video, the adjustable straps was on the outside and the hard part of the velcro was facing upwards. So I just wanted to tell you guys that so that you guys have reference to know which side of the cap I am sewing on today. Installing the hair on this cap is going to be the same exact way I installed the hair on the cap in my previous video. Now, the only difference from this video compared to that video is how much I spaced the tracks apart in the beginning of the video. Now, today, because I know I only have 3 bundles of hair that I am working with, I am not going to go ahead and space the tracks in the back 3 finger widths apart from each other. I am doing about 2 finger widths apart from each other in the back section of the wig, and as I get closer and closer towards the top of the wig, I decrease the finger width size. Now, I am going to show you guys the entire process of me sewing the bundles on the back section of this wig so that you guys can keep up with reference of how far apart I space each track. Just so that if you guys do decide to make your own wigs yourselves, you guys can go ahead and follow along and do the same exact spacing that I did, and that will definitely ensure that you'll have more than enough hair to complete your wigs. One other thing that I do want to make sure that I mention when I sew on my bundles is that I do not cut my tracks. I always flip my tracks over once I reach the end of each row, and I make sure that I secure the end of each row with a few knots before I flip the track around. Doing this will reduce the amount of shedding that you guys will get when you are combing through your wigs. So I do not recommend cutting your tracks. I recommend flipping your tracks back and forth, and make sure to secure your ends down so that there is no lumps and bumps on the edges of your wig. Now I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch me finish completing the back section of this wig, and I will come back and show you guys how I do the top section of the wig, because it is different from doing the back section. The back section of the wig is sewn on in a U-shaped, and the top section of the wig will be sewn on horizontally across the top. So stay tuned for the next clip so that you guys can see exactly how that is done, and then we're going to wrap up the video with showing you guys how to get that seamless look in the front section of your headband wigs. for this top section, I am going to go ahead and sew the tracks horizontally in the top section. So just go ahead and watch and see exactly what I mean for this first row. Now I'm not starting the beginning of this row towards the front of the cap. I'm starting the beginning of this row towards the back section of the U part area that's left in the top section of the wig. Now I'm going to do this in a straight line going across the top. So when I reach the track on the other end of this row, I am going to go ahead and flip the track over and securely tack down the end of that row and flip the track over and continue sewing in the opposite direction. Now everything I just explained, you guys can see it right here on the screen. I just hope that I explained it the best way so that you guys can understand. Now I am going to continue to do this going up the entire top section of this wig in the U part area. Then I'm going to come back and show you guys how I seal off the front section of this wig so that it looks nice and seamless, just like all the headband wigs that we have been seeing lately. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, this way of doing the headband wig is specifically for people who do not want to leave their edges out, who do not like baby hair. This type of headband wig, the way this headband wig is made, is perfect for you. If you do decide to also leave your edges out or do baby hairs with this way of making the headband wig, it is possible as well, but this way is specially made for those who do not want to leave their edges out. Now I will not be trying this wig on at the end of the video. I will be doing a separate video comparing the two versions of the wigs together, and in that video I will try on both of the wigs so that you guys can see exactly what I mean by how they're made and how differently they can be worn. So I felt like that would be a lot easier to explain it that way because I know I will be getting a lot of questions. So there will be a separate video comparing the two wigs together so that you guys will fully understand what I mean. This is what the wig is looking like after I completed sewing on the horizontal tracks in the top U part section of the wig. Now this track right here is the most important track on this entire wig because this is the track that will give you the headband wig look in the front section of your wigs. So I want you guys to pay closely attention on how I sew this track onto the wig. Now the first thing that I'm going to mention is I will not be sewing the track going towards the back section of the wig. I will be sewing the track on flipped towards the front of the wig. Now doing this will allow the front section of the wig to look nice and seamless once you go ahead and flip that track back over in the right direction. Also, when you guys are sewing this track on in the front section of this wig, you want to make sure that you are sewing your stitches close together. If you do wide stitching in the front section of this wig with this track, you will see the gapping in the track once you flip the track over towards the back. So you want to make sure that your stitches are really close together. And another thing you want to make sure when you're sewing your stitches as well is to make sure that you're pulling your stitches as tight as possible when sewing this track down onto the front. And I also want you guys to take note that I am sewing this track on the black strap that is directly behind the headband on this headband wig cap. You want to sew the track as close to the headband strap as you can get it. This is what the track will look like once you flip it over the front of the wig. And as you guys can see, the front section of this wig looks nice and seamless. And as you guys can also tell, I could have gotten a little bit closer towards the headband strap in the front section of the wig again as well. So that's why I'm telling you guys, it's really important that you guys sew that last track as close to that headband strap as you possibly can get it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fill in that gap with the last track, and I am gonna sew this track on the regular way. I'm not gonna sew this track on flipped forward. It's going to be flipped backward like we normally would sew, and I am sewing it in to fill in that gap in the front section of the wig. Now once I go ahead and fill in that gap, this wig is completed. I'm gonna go ahead and have you guys just watch closely on how I close this gap up in the top, and then I'll be back to show you guys the finished product of what the wig is looking like. This is what the wig is looking like once it's completely done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my slow-mo so that you guys can see the movement and the texture of this gorgeous wig. Video, I was able to show you guys how to make your own headband wig at home using this newly designed headband wig cap. I will go ahead and leave the link to this wig cap in the description box below so that you guys can go ahead and check it out. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below any questions that you may have, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye my beauties!